Good evening and welcome to Tuesday Tea Time with Dorarena. We are presented from Women of Wisdom. We are a nonprofit organization here to bridge that generational gap between the older and the younger generation so that we can pass on vital knowledge and wisdom to one another for the benefit of all generations. We empower teen girls and women with practical wisdom and confidence. So we are here for you. All right. So tonight I decided that I was going to try a new tea. And you know what? I got to grab it. So hold on just a second. I know you can still hear me, but I got to grab my new tea. Yes. All right. Okay. Back. Okay, so my granddaughter gave me this tea the other day, and I thought, ooh, I'm going to try this at Tuesday tea time. And she actually gave me a couple of different ones, but I'm going to try this one is called ginger honey. Maybe you have, it's got zinc in it. And so maybe you have already tried this before, but this would be my first time trying it. So I have my water here and I decided I got brought my honey with me. If I can get the top off of it so I can put my honey in it. My husband always tell me, you need to run a little water over it so the top will come off a lot easier. So anyway, I do have honey from Blacksmith Honey, which is my son's honey farm. And so this, you can probably hear me stirring this up. So I hope that you have your beverages and your cups to fill your cup up with lots of wisdom tonight. All right. So I have my Tuesday, well, it says tea time with Dorarena. Okay. So, well, anywho, my son had been texting me and my husband, and what the deal is that me and my husband, we sung to each other at our wedding. And so my son found the song, and so he sent it to me, and so he just been texting, me and my husband, and I'm like, I don't have time for this. I got to get ready, because you listen to that kind of stuff and then you get all sentimental and everything, and I'm like, I don't have time for that. So tea time, we have time for that. Ooh, because you know what? I like ginger. Ginger is really good for your metabolism. It's good for your blood flow, and it's got zinc in it. And I'm not real sure, but I about zinc alone. But I know copper and zinc helps prevent gray from going gray. So we go gray because we don't have a lot of copper in our bodies. And it's just natural. So, you know, but it's a sign of wisdom as well. Okay. I'm like, I'm not ready. Okay. So let's talk about what we're going to talk about tonight. We've been talking about the process of transformation, and we're going to talk about tonight about changing our want to. Come on. You know what? That is an area where I really struggled when it came to changing my want to, and talk about being stuck. If you don't want to change, it is not going to happen. And, I just had to. deal with a lot of deep issues, and sometimes you just really don't want to have to go there because you know how painful it's going to be, and you just don't want to revisit those places and stuff. And it was just easier, come on, easier to just not have to do that. But you know what, the easy way is not the best way, because when we take that route we will not grow like we should. It's the challenges in life that causes us to grow. And I did not like uh challenges that deep. I'm a person that, bring it on, but then when I was like, oh man, I gotta go that deep, with some of the issues and hurts and stuff like that I had to deal with in life, I was like, forget it, forget it. But you know what? I went on and I decided, okay, I can waddle in my mess, I can waddle in where I'm at, or I can decide that I want to do life better. And I decided I wanted to do life better. So, what did that mean? That meant that I was going to have to look at myself with some honest eyes and just grin and bear it, as they say, and just dig in and dig that stuff out. And I am so thankful that I did, because I'm telling you, I wouldn't be where I am today. And you know what? If you don't deal with your want to and change your want to, you will never experience life the way you should. So I'm just here to tell you, change your want to. Okay. I have a quote for you. So let's go ahead and share that. You know what? Before we do that, I'm going to share what I have as a quote. What we do today will determine what we can do tomorrow. And I'm sure you've heard other people say that as well. But, what you decide to do today will determine, what you do tomorrow. It's kind of like getting ready for the next day, or waiting until the next day to get ready. The time difference, the rushing and not having enough time to be ready when you could have did some things the day before that would have helped you make that next day easier. And so, it's kind of like, in life, when you're young, and you're rambunctious and stuff, and you are involved in all of this and all of that, and you don't think about the effects on your physical body when you're involved in a lot of different sports and just activity, and you don't really take good care of your physical body. That stuff, later on in life catches up with you. And so that's the thing, you want to make the necessary changes that you need to change, you need to take, so that you would be that beautiful butterfly that you are meant to be. Because without that, I was thinking about this. We don't really want to, we going through the transformation. You know, you don't want to have to take what you should have let go of into what you are becoming. And so we got to let go of those uh, behavior patterns and change our mindset and not stay caught up in the past pains and hurts and failures. One thing for me was, I was real hard on myself. And so when you're a person that's real hard on yourself, it's hard for you to look at the real issues in your life, because you're already hard on yourself. So it's kind of like, oh man, you start thinking in your head, I'm just a failure and I can't get this right and I'll never get that right. And you know what? That's why we need to learn how to change our speech, especially the way we speak over ourselves. And we're creating patterns in our brain pathways that travel through our brain, and now we have to go back and we have to change those things. But it starts with your self-talk. What are you saying to yourself about yourself? And a lot of it comes from self unhappiness or self hatred, things like that. And those come from just sometimes violating our values and our conscious, or we made mistakes, because of lack of knowledge, or even somebody tried to give us wisdom, but we didn't want to listen to it. We don't want to have to uh, change. We don't want to have to accept things about us that hurt. And come on, let it hurt good. I've been there, done that. Oh, yeah. Enjoying life a whole lot better now. Feel good about myself, build up my self esteem, build up my confidence. And that is what will help you. That is what you need, is to have that self confidence and build up that self esteem, right? Okay, because I want to share with you this quote, because this is kind of takes us right into some other things I want to talk about. Okay, if you want to change your life, begin by changing your words. Start speaking the words of your dreams, of who you want to become, not the words of fear or failure. And you know what? That is all connected to your want to. We can get so comfortable with where we are. And I thought about this because, you know, when I first got pregnant, um, you know, I blamed it on my dad, because, it's a long story. Anyway, what happened was, um, I was dating this guy and everything, and we were out at the park, and my dad thought that I was somewhere messing around. And so when I came home, he was extremely mad at me and he tore my behind up. I'm telling you, he really beat me, really. And I was so mad about that. I ran away that night and I said, I am not doing this. And I said to myself, this is what I said. I'm just being open and honest with you. I just said, well, you know what? If he's accusing me of doing that, I might as well be doing it anyway. Boom, dumb. End up getting pregnant, and then I blamed it on my dad. Then when I got older, I had to realize, wait a minute, he didn't make that decision to do that. I did. I had see, that's part of the want to, is coming to reality, accepting the reality and the responsibility for the decisions that we make. Sometimes, it's all because of some decision that we made based off of what somebody else said to us, or what somebody else did to us. But we still have to take responsibility for that choice. So um this all affects the way we think, the way we're speaking over ourselves. And if you want to change, you have to change that. Okay, so I want to share this with you. I wrote this on here. Let's read this together. The path we create in our brain tells us that change is a problem instead of an opportunity for growth and learning. This is why it's important to reconstruct the pathway of our brain. Now, I'm sure that you can probably relate to that right there because, you know, our brain change is, you know what, for some of us, change is a cuss word. For some of us, change is challenging and exciting. For some of us, it's, we all deal with change differently. But we got to change or want to if we're ever going to accomplish anything in life. And it all starts with the way we think and what we're saying about ourselves. And I really struggled in that area of what I thought about myself because I'm thinking my mom died when I was 11 months, and I'm thinking she left me, is she really dead or did she just really leave me, and having that abandonment mentality, and so dealing with all those issues that you have developed over time. I'm talking to somebody right now, you have dealt with, not being accepted and, maybe some, boyfriend or whatever rejected you, and you wasn't what you felt like you needed to be for him. No, you need to start with yourself. What are you to yourself? Because that's where it all begins, how you feel about yourself. And you know what? Sometimes people are not even worth your time of day anyway. And we need to learn what to accept and what not to accept. We accept ourselves. That will build our low self-esteem, and we wouldn't walk what they call, I can't think of the word right now, but anyway, um, change your want to by changing your speech and what you're saying over yourself, and stop speaking failure and stop speaking fear and start speaking positive things. Your dream, speak your dream over yourself, and that will change your want to. And just decide, I don't want to be like this anymore. I don't want to walk this way. I don't want to act this way. I don't want to talk this way. And then start educating yourself and researching and learning the things that you need to learn to follow after your dreams. And when you do that, that will build your confidence and that will make you feel so much better about yourself, because that's the key, is working on yourself first. Know you really before you really start trying to know other people. That is so vital. So that's what we have for a Tuesday tea time tonight. I hope that you filled your cup up with lots of wisdom tonight. So remember that Dorarena, she loves you, and to always do this. Walk in wisdom, my friend. All right, you have a great night, and speak some positive affirmations over yourself until you come to the place where you believe them. Good night.